What is going on, everybody? It's Jet Central coming back with another video, and to be quite honest with you guys, I really wanted to make this video yesterday. I really did. When the news officially broke that Sam Darnold, the rookie quarterback of the New York Jets out of USC, was officially named the team's starting quarterback for this upcoming 2018 season. Okay, I was all pumped up, I had everything set up, I was just riled up, ready to make a video, and seconds before starting, I actually sat back and thought to myself, you know what, I'm going to pump the brakes on this one. I'm going to pump the brakes a little bit because I want to go back and rewatch. I want to go back, reassess some things. And, you know, I've used this tactic before in the past, and it's not an uncommon thing to do, sports aside. I mean, I remember going back and, listening to an album and it not appealing to me that specific day. But 3, 4, 5 months down the road, I revisit that album, I listen to it again, and all of a sudden it turns into, one of my favorite albums of the year. So it's a pretty uncommon thing, for people to do, to just go back and just reassess some things. And for me personally, I think it helps big time. So basically what I did last night was this. I went through every snap that Sam Darnold participated in last night, every throw, every handoff, and I really wanted to analyze, really wanted to dissect, study every little nuance that Sam Darnold did throughout his preseason campaign. In and out of the huddle. How does he audible? Does he have command of the offense? Checking out his mechanics. So I watched every snap of the preseason that Sam Darnold did, along with a few of the his Trojan games as well. I watched 4 Trojan games, 3 games he did well in. One of those 3 he actually dominated in, and then the 4th game it was one of his more it was. To be honest, it wasn't that good of a performance. So I watched 4 USC games and then all of his preseason snaps with the Jets because I want to have a clear understanding, a clear thought process about Sam, about this Jets offense moving into Week 1, a primetime matchup against the talented Detroit Lions, the new look Detroit Lions with Coach Patricia coming in. And mind you, it's a primetime game. The world is going to be watching. So I wanted to go in with a nice, clear understanding of what to expect from Sam Darnold, okay? And I think I did a solid job of just, I guess, clearing up a little bit of the haze that was in my mind that surrounded Darnold in the week 1 of the preseason, and kind of how he's grown throughout the preseason and from his college days throughout the offseason and then to the preseason. So I really took a good look at Sam last night, and I wanted to kind of share with you guys my thoughts on what to expect from Sam for Week 1 against the Lions, as well as this season. Giving you guys, I guess, my Sam Darnold prediction video, if you will. So before I kind of get into my thoughts, I just want to say this. If I was coaching the Jets, would I start Sam Darnold? Not in the least. I prefer, my personal preference, and I know I sound like a broken record. I'm not going to go on and on about this. Don't worry. Because what's done is done, and Sam's the starter. I'm not going to sit here and look back and pout and whatever, sit here and complain and just annoy you guys with it. Sam's the starter moving forward. I understand that. But I just want to make it clear, my personal preference is to start the veteran quarterback. I don't like the idea of a 21-year-old quarterback going in to an offense that is far from elite, that I feel like the offensive line play is not even up to par with average offensive lines across the league. I think it's a below average offensive line, and that scares me. Yes, Sam Darnold's big. Yes, he's durable. Yes, he's mobile and he can move around. He's athletic. He's an athletic guy, but it still worries me. There's just that little bit of doubt that creeps into my mind when I think about Sam Darnold going out there and just being sacked and sacked and sacked and sacked. I just don't like the idea of it. But what's done is done. So Darnold was named the starting quarterback of the Jets, and it's a pretty tough task to start the season off. The Detroit Lions are talented as hell. They have a new head coach, so we don't know what they're going to be throwing at us offensively and defensively. We just don't. We don't know what it is, because this is Matt Patricia's first head coaching gig. And to be honest with you, I honestly have no idea. Is Patricia going to run the same kind of defense that he and Coach Belichick ran in New England? I don't know. But I know one thing, that this Jim Bob Cooter offense is highly powered. Guys like Golden Tate, Marvin Jones, new rookie running back, keep an eye out for him. Kerryon Johnson out of Auburn, he's going to be a beast. And then, of course, Matthew Stafford. This offensive firepower for the Detroit Lions is top-notch. They can put points up on any team, so we cannot take the Lions lightly. So I want to say this. I think the Detroit Lions, looking at the defensive side of the football, this is not for sure. This is not, set in stone. This is just my prediction. That the regular season, we all know that the regular season is a whole different animal than the preseason. It's a completely different beast. And I expect Matt Patricia, a smart individual who has experience playing against the Jets, has experience playing against Todd Bowles, also experience working with probably the game's greatest coach ever in Bill Belichick. He's going to try to confuse Darnold. He's going to throw a lot of zone at him and make Sam Darnold think on the fly, learn on the fly. And I think he's going to try to confuse the hell out of him by giving him a lot of weird zone looks. Because in the preseason, kind of what I saw, and really this is, throughout all preseason, all 32 teams, it's a lot of just, cover two, man on man. 1 week it's a lot of like cover. It's just the defensive coordinators installing their defense. And I feel like with the regular season, that's, no more installing. This is the starting first team defense here. We're going to throw everything at Darnold. So how will Darnold respond? That's the big question. And if Jeremy Bates continues this trend of the short passing game, trying to establish the outside running game, I think it could work. I think if Sam Darnold understands the zone concepts and knows where to go with the football as far as where his hot reads are, if he sees a blitz and he gets happy feet, he just gets a little confused back there. If he knows where just that check down is, I think he can do okay in the week 1 opener against the Lions. And I know it's gonna be pretty hectic because it's an away game. Historically, or the past 3 years, Todd Bowles has not done well on the road. He's done a lot better at home. So how will this team respond to a new look team, a very talented team in their stadium? So I would expect Sam to throw a lot of short passes, like I alluded to. Just check it down a lot. Don't turn the football over. Don't give Matthew Stafford and co. a lot of opportunities, or more opportunities than they should have, to put points up on the board. I like our defense, and I really like the direction that this team is heading in, but I can't stress it enough. Sam Darnold needs to be protected, and he needs to take care of the football. And if he could do those two things, I think Sam Darnold's going to have a great rookie season. But considering that the Jets' offensive talent, the offensive line play, maybe the running game, even the tight end core, considering the talent and being a little realistic here, I think the rookie season for Sam Darnold is going to be a little bit rocky. I think there's going to be some great plays. I think there's going to be some bad plays. I think it's going to be rocky. It might be a little bit of a roller coaster ride, if you will, as well. Kind of like Carson Wentz's his rookie season in Philadelphia. He had games where he looked absolutely brilliant, and you looked at him and said, this guy can win MVP in the next few seasons. Lo and behold, he turns out to be a great quarterback. And then he had games too where it's just like, Carson, what are you doing? You can't force the ball here. You can't throw any double coverage here. You need to throw it away. You need a slide. You can't take a sack. So there are going to be learning curves for Sam. But the one thing I really like about Darnold that he showed at USC and so far through the preseason is he's a smart individual. He seems like he can handle adversity. He seems like a mentally strong dude. He seems like he could bounce back when things start going downhill. And if he starts off the game bad, it's not just a clear indicator that the Jets are going to suck that day. He has the ability to carry a team, to really just put the weight of the team on his shoulders and say, you know what, I threw a pick in the first quarter, I threw multiple picks in the first half, it's a clean slate. The second half, it's a clean slate. Let's go out and put points up on the board. He did that time and time again at USC. Kind of similar to Jameis Winston at Florida State, just having an awful first half and then being able just to bounce back, having amnesia, and just going out there and doing his thing, putting points up on the board. So Sam Darnold, I expect his rookie season to be up and down. But overall, I think Sam is going to be a nice building block for this team. I think we found our franchise quarterback. It sounds weird because he hasn't even played a real snap yet, but I think he's going to be the guy. And I think with the New York Jets organization, I think the fans just are going to have to be patient with him. If he has games, which he will have games where he throws multiple interceptions and he's going to have some boneheaded plays here and there, it's going to be okay. Because we have to take into consideration the talent around Darnold, the coaching staff around Darnold. I mean, Jeremy Bates hasn't been an offensive coordinator for 20 years. Okay, I think this is his second season being an offensive coordinator. He was an O coordinator in Seattle. Granted, he was in the league for a long time as quarterback coaches and whatnot, but as far as play calling, offensive coordinating goes, and he's also the quarterback's coach, he has a lot on his plate. So his play calls aren't going to be perfect. So I expect Sam's rookie season to be up and down, a big roller coaster ride. But at the end of the day, I think Sam will be a nice piece, a face of the franchise, and we will move forward with Sam Darnold. for 29 for years to come. I don't think at the end of the season we're going to look at Sam Darnold and say this guy's horrible. We're going to have to go back and draft another guy. I don't think that'll be the case. And if that is the case, probably Todd Bowles will be gone and Mike McCann and everybody will be gone anyway. So, crazy stuff to think about. I know it's a lot to take in based off 4 preseason games and his college career, but that's just my overall thoughts on Darnold. I wouldn't recommend him starting, but I'm not going to sit here and complain about it. He's going to be the starting guy. So how can we help him moving forward? And, again, it's going to be a little rocky. A lot of zone coverages. I think a lot of the defensive coordinators out there are going to try to confuse him by giving him exotic stuff that he has never even seen before. But how will Sam bounce back? How will he respond from the adversity? So I'm going to leave it there. A 10-minute video. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section of Sam Darnold starting. Do you like it? Do you hate it? I know I've talked to some Jets fans out there. They cannot wait to see him out there in the green and white. And then I've talked to some where they just want Josh McCown out there, they need him out there because they're just so afraid of Sam Darnold struggling early on and just ruining his confidence. So thanks so much, for everybody watching. And as always, go Jets.